Hi, I'm Teresa, and well, I'm talking about why I'm starting this YouTube channel. And I was kind of iffy about it until today because I'm a tutor and the educational system is just fun. And I'm frustrated, and this is not an excuse to go on rants, but I feel it more and more that our children are being screwed. Let's just put it that way. They're kind of getting screwed. Being a tutor, I tutor online, and I have been tutoring this student for most of the year thus far online, and it's a deal between the company I work for and her school district. So she goes to a place on campus where we meet via Zoom, and there's a teacher on hand to help with technical issues, and we have been having the same technical issues for months. And I tried to get the technical help that is needed, but the teacher is just convinced that it's on my end. My husband is in IT. He has helped me narrow down at least that it's not on my end. And on the other end, the teacher over there, who is overwhelmed, she is not tech savvy, is just convinced that it's on my end and won't open a dialogue. I have just written an email trying to take out all the emotion from it, explaining the process of elimination I've done on my end, and telling her what I think some of the issues are, and asking her to put in an IT ticket because she doesn't have to do it on her own. And yes, I am pissed. And this is the problem with schools. The teachers are so on their own with stuff that they are not qualified to do. And parents are on this other end where they have kids and they have jobs and a lot of work that they always have to do just to make sure living happens. And they're overwhelmed and they don't know what to do. So the student is here in the middle, stuck, because both systems that are supposed to protect them are failing. And I don't think it's anybody's fault directly, because on the teacher side, it's a system that's been slowly failing for decades. I don't think we ever had a particularly great system, but a lot of the current issues can be traced back to the 90s. Not to mention, on the other end, with parents having to do more and more work, the economy getting worse and worse, they don't have the time and emotional bandwidth to deal with children who need. And that is why I am here. I'm a tutor. The job of a tutor is to be a gap filler between the teacher and the parent and where the student is. And we are able to get the student up to where they're supposed to be. My specialty is math, and my type of tutoring is one-on-one in-home tutoring. So I typically go to the student's house if they're in my area. If we're doing it across time zones or state lines, I do this via Zoom usually. And I've been doing this, the online stuff has pretty much been since COVID, but the in-person tutoring I've been doing since 2015. And not gonna lie, I've got a pretty strong background in education for all that. I'm not a teacher. I do not have a teaching credential. But both of my parents were band teachers. Pretty much all of my parents' friends are teachers. My first roommate in college got her doctorate in English literature and became a teacher. My second roommate was a first grade teacher. My husband's involved in IT. He teaches seminars on how to operate the IT ticketing system. My husband's parents both teach at the local junior college. And my husband's grandmother was a kindergarten teacher. One of my friends teaches at the local college in various religions and humanities courses. I'm around a lot of teachers. So anything that I don't know from my experience tutoring, I can definitely get advice from them. Some worked in the public school system, some worked in private, some worked with lower grades, some worked with middle grade and high school. Like, I've got a wealth of information here that I can pull from to know what the heck I'm talking about if I don't know it myself from my own experiences dealing with current students. So when I tutor, my specialty is math, but I have helped students from kindergarten to post high school. My oldest student was 40 years old, and he needed to learn math up through algebra so that he could get a plumbing license. And I'm in a unique position doing what I'm doing because I work with students in public schools as well as private schools. I work with students in various economic situations. I deal with students who have learning disabilities. I deal with students who are neurotypical. I deal with students who missed one small thing and that has affected their ability to do math for years, while I have students who are very smart and are struggling because of a bad teacher this year. I have dealt with people who've worked in school districts for decades. And not gonna lie, I heard my mom bitching every night at the dinner table about the current bullshit that the school board and administrators are trying to push onto teachers. Not to mention the crap that's happening because of COVID. A lot of things are happening right now that are affecting our students, and I want the parents, because I don't think parents are doing a bad job. I think that the parents are doing the best they can. I think the teachers are doing the best they can. The situation is terrible, awful. Like Alexander and his terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And it's life right now. And I know that parents are wondering what they can do to help their child, because the help online is, well, so much sucks. There is good out there, but how do you deal with the problems your child is facing? I find very little advice on that. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to fill a gap so that parents can help their children raise up. I'm doing this from the perspective of somebody who's in the middle of all the chaos and sees so many different things going wrong. And I am going to be talking about some of the things I see going wrong, where the root of a lot of it came from. And although I don't have any solutions for anything, I don't think in that way. I know what parents can do, because most children, especially young children, cannot speak for themselves. And that leaves it in the parents' hands to do that for them. So as somebody who deals with kids and the current school systems and who has opinions, I'm going to be talking about what parents can do to help their children along, things to try before hiring a tutor, ways to discuss things with your child's teachers, because they do want to help your child, overwhelmingly so. And how you as a parent can just do that little bit extra, communicate that little bit differently, and do little things every day that will really set your child up for their education and hopefully for real life when they become an adult as well. Because as parents and guardians of children and the next generation, our goals should be to have well-adjusted, fully capable adults. Please do look for my next video. I plan to post every week on Wednesdays, and good luck. You're doing a great job.